Welcome in to the first edition of Sun Devil Summer, hockey in the summertime, and why not bring on the guy that has played a lot of hockey and done a lot of things this summer. So Brinson Pasichnuk, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You know, always great to visit with you. We visited during the course of your first couple of years at ASU, and now you're here at development camp for the Arizona Coyotes. So let's start right there. Tell me a little bit about what this has been like so far the first couple of days.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Getting here on Sunday night, just trying to get acclimated, meeting everyone. It's always a bit awkward at the start meeting 40 new guys, but it's been good. We're starting to bond and gain some friendships, so that's awesome. And the first couple of days have been really good practicing. It's very, you got to be dialed in for sure. You know, you're playing with high-end skill, so it takes you being focused, but it's been really good. I'm learning a lot, and it's exciting. I'm so grateful and blessed that God's given me this chance to come here and showcase my skills.
You know, you went undrafted, which a lot of people were surprised at. I know Coach Powers was surprised at it. I was surprised at it. But it kind of gives you a little flexibility, doesn't it, being a free agent now and when your college career is over?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely it would have been cool to get drafted, but hey, this is God's plan for me, I guess, is not getting drafted. So it's cool. I'm just honestly just taking it day by day, and you know, just hoping that contract comes in the mix in the next couple years. We'll see what happens from there.
I can tell just by looking at you, you bulked up a little bit over the summertime, so I'm guessing that's something you wanted to do as well, just to keep that strength up for the upcoming college season, right?
Yeah, for sure. My coach or my trainer has me on a bit of a diet where I just shred body fat and put muscle on, so it's challenged my patience sometimes this summer, but I definitely, don't get me wrong, I like the results of it, but it's good. It's making me feel really good. I'm in the best shape I've ever been, so it's exciting.
Tell me a little bit about how you ended up at Arizona's prospect or development camp this year.
Yeah, so I was honestly just sitting in study hall one day doing my homework like a good student, and I got a call and asking if I want to go to the Arizona Coyotes development camp, and I committed there. I was like, yep, I do. They were first on my list, actually. I just thought it would be so cool to go to Arizona, you know, same city I go to school in, try and help grow hockey in the desert, and you know, God gave me that chance, and I'm here now, and it's exciting and it's fun, and just so thankful.
So last year you made a trip all the way across this country and into your native country of Canada. So tell me about last year's camp. What was that like for you?
Yeah, Montreal was good. It was very hard. It was very challenging. That takes a lot of hard work. You know, we would practice in the morning, then we would work out, and then we'd have a game every single day. So you were pretty sore by the end of it. But it was really good. You know, I can't say anything bad about that organization or any, you know, development camps are for you to learn. And, you know, here I'm learning a lot more that's just obvious that I haven't even really thought of, just like simple things with my shot that I'm like, wow, that could really help in a game. So it's been awesome.
You know, Coach Powers tells me all the time that he'd like to get as many of his guys into these as he can because it is such an advantage, right? You get a week with top-level talent, and you get a chance to bring that back to your college level. So after last year's camp, what did that bring to you when you got back to Arizona State?
Yeah, it was awesome. Well, first of all, Montreal was a hard camp, so I wasn't scared at all of any hard practices our coaches were going to throw at us because I knew what some of the hardest practices I've been through were like. So that was definitely one thing I just learned from Montreal is, you know, how much hard work it takes to play at that next level. So that's what I kind of brought back to Arizona with me. It was just like trying to work hard on and off the ice. I definitely have to do a better job of that this year. I think I've definitely had an attitude change and, you know, some major adjustments in my life that have caused me to just look at life and everything I do in such a different way. So I'm excited for this season. I've never been more excited for a year to start in my life.
You know, one of the things I've noticed over the last couple of years with the Coyotes is they've been building a pretty strong defensive core. What's your thoughts on what you've seen so far with these guys that are coming in? There's some talent here, isn't there?
Oh, there's some unreal talent. You got a lot of good D-men here. So it's fun being able to play right alongside the guys and against them in the red and white game on Friday. It's going to be awesome. It's definitely cool, you know, just like, wow, I'm playing with some of the best guys my age in the world. and I'm right there playing right alongside them. So that part is really cool. And I'm just excited, continue the week and finish the week up, and I'm going to take so much stuff away from this camp. It's awesome.
Brinson, let's take a quick break. We'll come right back and we'll talk a little bit about your summer off the ice, and then we'll take one more break and we'll come back and talk about the future at Arizona State.
Awesome.
We'll be right back.
In today's odor elimination, sanitizing, and deodorizing market, airspaces and fabrics are treated with very aggressive, highly toxic, and often very dangerous but cheap chemical-based solutions. These chemicals have harmful residues and pollutants that can impact your health and the well-being of those around you. This is the bad news. The good news is there's something better. That something is OxyPal. OxyPal is a fast-growing company based in Phoenix, Arizona, with franchises opening across North America. OxyPal has developed a way to eliminate, not mask or disguise, all organic-based odors in any airspace or on any fabric surface with ozone, also called trioxygen. Ozone is present in the atmosphere, and it is what protects our planet, our environment, and every living thing on Earth. Through years of research and development, OxyPal has perfected a way to harness and apply this powerful solution to purify airspaces and fabric surfaces safely and effectively, eliminating all organic bacteria, viruses, mold, fungi, and allergens on the molecular level. OxyPal has designed and perfected many next-generation and evolutionary alternative products and services safe for people, pets, and our planet. The solutions offered by OxyPal are stronger, safer, non-toxic, and a great value. Visit our website and online store today at www.oxypal.com. On our website, you can make a service appointment, buy products, or learn more about us and our great franchising opportunities.
All right, we're back with another segment with Brinson Pasichnuk of the Arizona State Sun Devils, and I guess right now I can call you an Arizona Coyote, at least for a little while, right?
Yeah.
So Brinson, tell me a little bit about your summer. I know that you are a man of strong convictions and strong faith, and I know it carries you in everything that you do, but tell me about the last couple of weeks prior to this camp.
Yeah, so the last couple of weeks I've been in Puerto Rico on a mission trip through Athletes in Action. It's a Christian organization that bases their ministry around college athletes. So I have a minister at ASU. His name is Peter Gonzalez. He runs like Athletes in Action every Wednesday night, Bible study and stuff. And he's like, Brinson, I think you should come on this trip. And I prayed about it and really felt like God was telling me to go. So I was like, all right, God, I'm trusting you here. A week before camp will start, I'm trusting you. This is taking a lot of my trust. And I trusted him. The fundraising for that trip came in like 3 days. So I was like, wow, God, like, all right, this is definitely you. Raised the money, got to Puerto Rico. First week there was all about how to apply your faith into your sport and how you can show others how you're living on mission. And they put us through a 20-hour workout in a row to show us like what Jesus went through on the cross, just some of the pain he went through. So that workout completely broke everyone. The first 3 hours of it, they just completely break you. So you literally have to rely on Jesus' strength the rest of the time. So that was cool. That really showed me that when God is on my side, like I can get through anything as hard of a challenge as it is. Like, if he's there, you can do anything. And then the second week, we went out and evangelized and talked to people about God, and there was just incredible stories. We engaged in 289 spiritual conversations with people, got to share the word of Jesus with 147 of them, and 30 of them actually surrendered their lives to Christ and invited Christ into their life. And just one of the stories that stood out to me most in that trip was two of my buddies that I met there. They were evangelizing, and they felt like God was telling them to go to this one part of town, and they went to town, and there's this guy sitting there, and they went and talked to him and shared the gospel with them. Jesus is good news. And he's like, you guys are literally like angels from heaven, because I was about to kill myself today.
Oh,
and you guys literally, this is an answer to my prayer, and you guys saved my life. So like every time I tell that story, it gives me goosebumps.
Yeah,
like,
you're giving me goosebumps.
yeah,
with it.
like God, you're so good. So that trip literally changed my life in so many ways, and how I look at my sport and how blessed I am, and how God's given me a gift of hockey and athletics. So why not use it to the absolute full of my ability? Like train as hard as I ever have in my life, and just rely on Jesus' strength. So it's exciting, and now I'm here. And that trip, it sounds weird, but it got me in probably the best shape of my life. Like that was
a 20-hour wake-up call, right?
It was hard. I probably burnt like 10,000 calories that day, but it was awesome. I made friends that are going to be at my wedding one day. Like they're my brothers and sisters. Like everyone was starting to cry when we had to leave and say goodbye to each other, even though it was only 2 weeks. But how close we got to each other was just something I'll cherish for the rest of my life. Like I literally had people from that trip calling me before this camp, just encouraging me and praying for me, and just telling me like, you're going to do great. And that helps so much when you have just your family, supporting you like that.
Let's talk about what that's going to mean to you when you get back to your teammates at ASU. You got a bunch of new ones coming in, a bunch of talented ones, and sometimes, being a leader like you are, Coach told me that you were destined to be a C-wearer eventually on that team. So what are you going to bring to your teammates?
Yeah, I'm just going to bring, hard work. First, I'm going to show them like what it truly takes, and how you can always go farther and you can always push yourself more, but have fun with it, and I just want to bring love to the game. I want my teammates to know that I'm the guy they can come to, whether it's 3 a.m. or 5 a.m. If they have anything, if there's anything going on at the rink that they need to talk about, or anything with their families. I think I just want to be that kind of leader that shows these guys how much I truly care about them, and that I'll do anything for them. And that's just my motto, kind of just trying to live like Jesus lives as one of the captains of ASU. So I'm so excited, and so excited to meet the freshmen and just show them how much I love them already, and I haven't even really met them too much. So
give me a little breakdown of your faith. What got you going? What's your testimony? Where did you get started in your mission and stepping and walking with Christ?
Yeah, so I grew up in church my whole life, but never really paid attention in it. I grew up going every Sunday just to make my mom happy, because
Right.
I seen how happy it made her. But as things started to come on, school, grade 7, 8, 9 came around, I started getting down a wrong path, started making some bad decisions with some people, and I started forming this bad depression, and it was scary at some points. It got to suicidal depression, where I saw doctors and psychologists, and I got diagnosed with depression, and I was very scared sometimes that I would take my own life. I was terrified, but as I went on and I saw more doctors, and they said they'll give me medication, and my mom's like, you're not going on medication, Brinson, because this is your calling to Jesus. Like, you've lived in sin so long, this is your calling to Jesus. I'm like, what are you talking about, Mom? Like, no, it's not. Just get me the meds.
Right.
And she's like, no, Brinson, you're not going on meds. And life went on, and grade 10, 11, 12 rolled on. And I grew up hunting and fishing my whole life. And
Yep.
There was points where I was scared to even go hunting, because I was scared to hold a gun in my hand. But then I committed to Arizona State, and I was so happy, and I was just like, hey, I'm going to get to go to a huge party school. And this will take my depression away. But as I got here, it just got so much worse. And now I couldn't even see my dad, because he was the guy I would go to with all this stuff. And he was thousands of miles away. And towards the end of the year, I just found myself very sad. And I met a minister on campus one day, and he invited me to church, and I felt something like I'd never felt before, and I kept coming back and kept going. And then this year rolled around, and I met Gage Mackey on my team, and the first conversation we have is how he's a Christian and he wants to come to church with me. And I was like, no way, thank you, God, for sending me.
Right.
But I was still doing I was still not living a Christian life, even though I was going to church. And, one night I went to dinner at my pastor's house, and they prayed over us, and, they were like, tonight's and could be the night where you surrender your life to Christ and start living on mission. And something happened, like, where my heart started racing like 1,000 miles an hour, and I was scared, and I just closed my eyes and prayed and said, God, like, I'm done doing this on my own, and here's my life. I give it to you all. I'm scared. I'm terrified what my team's going to think and everything, but my life is yours. And since then, it has been the greatest 8 months of my life. Things started happening. I've realized what it's like to actually be a man of God, how I treat girls, how I treat everyone. And about 2 months down my walk after surrendering my life to Christ, I realized that my clinically diagnosed depression,
Right.
it's completely healed, like completely gone. And I'm just like, whoa, like it still gives me goosebumps saying that, because like a medically diagnosed disease is completely healed.
We're talking miracles.
Miracles all through Jesus. Like that is just, I'm still in shock, and I thank God every day for it. And I realize that, wow, God, now I know why you had me go through depression for 7 years, because if I didn't go through it, that I never would have felt a need to come to you.
And then this is kind of unique, because I followed you guys obviously from start to finish for since your Division I program, and I saw a change in you on the ice, and I brought it up to Coach Powers 8-9 months ago.
Really?
I said, what happened to Brinson? He's a different person. Now I know.
Yeah.
As Paul Harvey would say, I know the rest of the story, right?
Yeah, it's Jesus. It's Jesus.
Let's take a quick break. Let's come back and let's talk some hockey at ASU and all the good things that are happening there, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, we're back with our final segment with Brinson Pasichnuk. Brinson, it's time to start talking ASU hockey too now. I know you still got the Coyotes garb on, and I know that's still on your mind, but you can't help but be excited with what's going to happen at ASU over the next few years. Where do we start, right?
I don't know. Let's start with the freshmen coming in. I am so excited. We have so much skill coming in this year and hard work, and these are good guys that I have met before, and I know like their character, and I've just heard from so many people that these guys are good guys. You're going to want them on your team, and that excites me, especially being a leader, knowing that I can lead guys that are ready to want to be led, you know what I mean? And I'm just excited for that. We're going to have great skill coming in. We got a great leadership group. We have great veterans. We got an older team now. We know what it takes to be an everyday player in this league. So I am so excited. Like I said, I don't remember the last time I've been this excited for a season to start. And I've had some seasons that I was super excited for, especially like the World Junior A Challenge year. I was super excited for that. And this year tops all of that. I'm just like, I can't put into words what this year is going to be like. I'm just so excited for us to start up again.
So not only do you have a great roster coming on board, but you guys have a schedule which is like none other. You're going to see some really good teams, not only on the road, but for change. They're coming here, aren't they?
Yeah, that's so nice. I think we have more home games than we do away games,
yeah.
Which is so nice. We've been on the road a lot the last couple of years, and it takes a toll on you after a while. So I'm so excited to play more home games this year. It's going to be awesome.
You know, I have to touch on the opportunity that you guys had to go to Vegas last year and win the Ice Vegas Invitational. First time they'd ever have it. You guys are the inaugural champions. I know that did a lot for your program, but now you get to have your own tournament again back here at Gila River, and you got some great teams coming in. So without getting too far ahead of yourself, what do you think about that tournament?
Yeah, no, that tournament's it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the Ice Vegas showed us that, hey, we can win. Like, we can compete in this league. We can beat teams, and that's exactly what we did at the Ice Vegas. We upset some good teams. And this year for our tournament, I know we have some really good teams coming in, but I think the guys know that, hey, we're right there with them, and we want to be that team that isn't considered a team that's upsetting teams. You know, we want to be that team that isn't the underdog anymore. We want to be up there. You know, we want to make the tournament. A lot of people write us off, say we're not skilled enough, but I disagree. I think this year is going to be truly special, and we have the right group of guys that are going to come in the lineup every night and just work their butt off and form a brotherhood that's going to last a lifetime.
You know, let's also talk a little bit about what's happening on campus. The arena deal is in full force now. I mean, we're hoping by your senior year maybe you'll get a shot, or is it going to happen 1 year later?
I think it's 1 year later, so I'm gonna miss that. But that's okay. I'll get to come watch in that arena, and just know that I helped build this program, and that's special. That's why I came here. You know, I didn't come here for a big rank. I came here to build a program and start a culture that lasts a lifetime here.
And let's talk about Oceanside, where you're at now. There's some renovations going on there. We're going to talk about that later in the month. But also, Coach tells me that that's become your home, and you guys really want to defend that place, don't you?
Yeah, no, I personally, I like playing at Oceanside. I know it's very small, but, you know, it's 3 minutes from campus. It truly feels like a home game. That building gets loud, even though it only seats, I don't know how many fans, but not too many. But it gets loud, and that gives us the advantage. It's a smaller ice surface. Teams aren't used to that. And when we play at Gila River, it's awesome. But, I mean, sometimes it doesn't really feel like a home game. You know, we come up the night before. We stay in the hotel. So when we're at Oceanside, you know, we get to sleep in our own beds. And 3 minutes from campus, you know, the fans are nuts, especially our student section. They haven't seen too much hockey, so they get so excited when they come to the rink, so it's awesome.
Let's wrap it up by talking about some of your fellow teammates at ASU that are getting a chance to go to a development camp like you are. Let's start with Joey. Joey's an old vet now like you are, right?
Yeah, no, I'm so happy for Joey. That guy is he's going to be an NHLer one day. The amount I've seen improvement in that kid is like none other. He's going to be one of the top goalies in the whole league this year. I'm so excited I have him behind my back when I mess up and he has to save my bacon. So he's not a guy I would rather have.
Let's talk a little bit about Johnny Walker Maroon, as I like to call him. He's something else, isn't he?
Yeah, Johnny's a character. You can just say that. We'll leave it at that. But no, I'm so proud of him. You know, he's worked so hard this year. I mean, he put 17 goals in the net. Like,
right.
That is so good for a freshman. And I'm just excited for him. I hope he's doing very well. You know, I talked to him yesterday. He said he's really enjoying the camp, so I love to hear that. I'm just so happy to hear all about it.
And then we'll talk a little bit about the Pittsburgh guy. He's having a pretty nice thing at Pittsburgh as well, right?
Yeah, Lemmy. I love Lemmy. And,
everybody's waiting to see that kid on the ice. I've watched him
know.
at practice. He's been unbelievable.
He's got a set of hands on him. Like I'm so excited to see him in a game and what he brings to the table for us. I think he's going to help us a lot this year.
And by Lemmy, we mean Austin Lemieux, right?
Yeah.
He's got a little bloodline behind him as well. And then we talk about your incoming freshman. Let's hear about him too, the kid from Edina.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about him. I'm so excited to play with him. He's going to be unreal kid to have on our power play. It's going to be so nice to have just an absolute force like he is. And
Demetrius getting to go to Calgary, that's kind of up in your old stomping ground, right?
Yeah, that's about 5 hours from my house drive, about an hour flight, not even. So that's cool. I'm excited to talk to him. I know some guys that are with the Calgary Flames organization, so might have to shoot him a text and ask him how he's doing up there.
Well, Brinson, I want to thank you for your time. I know we spent a little, probably more than, we could probably go on for another hour or so, but, but I appreciate your time, and I appreciate what you're doing for hockey in the Desert Southwest. You know, that's our mission, and we like to have you here. So you're definitely a man on a mission, both on and off the ice, and keep up the hard work.
Thank you. I appreciate it.